Hello my beautiful bunnies, welcome back to another one of my videos. My name is Divine Oval and I'm here once or twice or maybe more a week. And the reason I do say maybe more is because my school got closed for 2 weeks due to the coronavirus, so I will probably end up doing a double upload next week, we'll see. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about Tulsa's Black Wall Street, and this video is set up chronologically, and also I do want to warn you that there are mentions of violent acts such as lynching, so if you get easily triggered by that, this is not the video for you. And yeah, let's just get into it. It all started with the African American named Odawa W. Gurley, but in this video we're going to call him OW because he went by his initials. OW purchased 40 acres of undeveloped land. Many African Americans came together to build a beautiful community that consisted of 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, plus a hospital, a bank, post office, schools, libraries, law offices, and a bus system. In the state of Oklahoma, they only had 2 airports, but 6 African Americans own private planes, which honestly, this is a definition of Black excellence. This community was named Greenwood, but it was also called Black Wall Street. Greenwood was seen as an economic threat to white people because basically Black people defied every stereotype white people had recently, or not recently, had put on them. So that was a little bit too much for them. They didn't want to see us be great. And mind you, let's not forget that World War I did spike some racial tensions, including the resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan. There were numerous lynchings and other acts of racially motivated violence. There is a lot going on before this, so people are already pretty angry. On May 30th, 1921, a young Black man named Dick Rowland was riding in the elevator with a woman named Sarah Page. No one knows what actually happened in that elevator, but it is rumored that Rowland accidentally stepped on her foot. Sarah screamed and Rowland ran because he knew what a white woman screaming in an elevator and a Black man also in that elevator would look like to the police. The word got around and people were furious. He was being accused for assaulting Sarah. Oh, and by the way, I forgot that Rowland was arrested, but white people were so mad the sheriff and his deputies barricaded him in the cell at the county courthouse. Word had spread and Black Tulsans were gathered at the Dreamland Theater, which was the pride and joy of Greenwood. They wanted to protect Rowan. Black Tulsans went to the courthouse to offer help to the deputies protecting Roland. The mob was not happy at all by this. One white Tulsan reached for a Black Tulsan's gun, resulting in a struggle and ending in an accidental shot. And that's when everyone started shooting back and forth, and the Black Tulsans were outnumbered and they went back to Greenwood. I'm honestly not sure about Rowland's lynching. I don't think he got lynched. I went through a lot of sources, and a lot of the sources didn't really talk about what happened to Rowland after or while this was all going on. One source did say that he was not lynched, but I usually like to have 3 sources, at least 3 or 4 sources saying the same thing. So I'm really not sure what happened to him. That night, the white mob burned down Black Wall Street to the ground. Many residents were left homeless, and 15 years of black wealth and excellence gone in a blink of an eye and left in ruins. No white people were arrested that day, yet it is estimated about 6,000 black residents were arrested and held in makeshift confinement camps for weeks. Originally, it was recorded that around 26 black residents were killed, but in reality, it was actually more like 300. And some people do say that 300 is even an understatement, and it was way more. Honestly, this incident had nothing to do with Roland. White people were angry that African Americans were undeniably doing way better than them economically, and their lifestyle was way better. All they needed was an excuse to pop off. After this whole incident occurred, the cover-up of this incident began. Records went missing, including the original article that started it, which was the article saying that Roland assaulted Sarah. Pictures of all of this devastation were put on postcards. They were like souvenirs for white supremacists, and they were treated like achievements, which is honestly so disgusting, but let me keep my opinion out of it. On the postcards, it was named the Tulsa Race Riot, which is honestly, it makes me so mad because it was not a riot, it was a massacre. A riot I feel like the word riot sort of implies that there were two sides of this, but there really wasn't. So I don't like it when people call it a race riot. It was a massacre. But some people say that the reason it was named a riot was so that insurance companies didn't have to pay them back. The follow-up on this is that Tulsa has yet to award the families of survivors and victims reparations. It is estimated that all of Greenwood reparations would amount to 50 to 100 million in today's currency. The bodies were buried in unmarked graves and still haven't been found. And the sad thing is, it took 80 years for the city to release an official report on the massacre. Calls for reparations have been dismissed at multiple levels of the justice system, including the U.S. Supreme Court. Now that I'm officially done talking about the event, I do want to tell you a very interesting and impressive fact about Greenwood. The dollar circulated 36 to 100 times in Greenwood. One single dollar might have stayed in Greenwood for almost a year before leaving the black community. And if what I said just now was not impressive, I'm going to need you to think about it. Just think about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I did use a reference picture during this if you didn't know already, but what I want to say was the links to my sources are down in the description, but some of them are gory, so there's a link that says pictures, and some of the pictures are gory, so that's just a little warning in case you want to look into this more. But I love you guys, and have a great day. Bye.